Just because you know it's a simulation doesn't mean that you get to write the reality yourself. There's always someone who holds on to the source code. If there's one thing that we can be sure of in the new WandaVision show on Disney Plus, is that there is nothing we can be sure of in the new WandaVision show on Disney Plus. The very nature of reality is in question in that show. Reality is being rewritten into a television show, but for who? Or why? Or how? One thing we can be sure of is that Wanda is in control. Kind of. Sort of? Maybe? Is she?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about.
There's a lot of reason to think that Wanda's the one calling the shots inside the Westview Anomaly.
I'm not amused.
The idyllic reality is built around the one thing that Wanda has wanted the entire time she's been in the MCU, to make Tony Stark pay. No, wait, she got over that. Well, kinda. She just wants to find simple happiness with the synthezoid of her dreams, Vision. What's more idyllic than the magic world of a family sitcom? Everything is wrapped up neatly in half an hour, and by the time the next episode starts, nothing has changed. Except that every episode on WandaVision, everything changes. That is, unless Wanda disapproves. When a beekeeper appeared when and where beekeepers don't tend to appear, she noped him out of existence. Like, seriously, what happened to Franklin? Why is no one talking about the S.W.O.R.D agent they sent into the sewers? When Vision started to get suspicious about things after his neighbor ran his trimmer through a concrete wall,
I think something's wrong here, Wanda.
she noped that as well. Not only that, but everyone in the town is clearly afraid of Wanda and willing to do whatever she wants. The one person who didn't follow the program got an express ticket out of the anomaly thanks to Wanda. What's the first thing that Monica says when she lands? It's Wanda. It's all Wanda. It's Wanda's world, baby, and we're all just living in it. As long as you leave her alone. Perhaps the biggest clue that it's Wanda world now is when Vision tried to leave. In order to save her husband from a third death, she expanded the whole anomaly and turned S.W.O.R.D's base camp into a circus. Clearly, Wanda is in charge. But is she? There are plenty of indicators that she is not the one with the hands on the wheel. During the first 3 episodes, she has only a passing knowledge of what is even happening. Neither Vision nor Wanda even know what the heart on the calendar is for.
Oh yes, the heart.
After determining that it was for a dinner party with Vision's boss, Mr. Hart, and his wife, Wanda isn't able to come up with the story of the couple. It wasn't just a case of, oh, she forgot, or that she was trying to cover up the actual story of, I met him when I turned on the murder bot that created him so that I could join him in the Avengers in taking down said murder bot. Which, honestly, as meet cutes go, that one's not that bad. She's told both Vision and her brother, or the guy playing her brother, that she has no idea how things started. While her understanding of things has grown since the days, hours of the dinner date, she seems to have a better understanding of the rules just in time for them to change. One of these changes is the twins and their complete resistance to Wanda's magic, something that has delighted the babies but perplexed Wanda. Ever since the arrival of the twins, Wanda hasn't been able to hard reset a scene so it happens the way that she wants it. So when Vision goes off script and decides to not let Agnes take the kids, Wanda can't reset the scene, something Agnes clearly expected. Then there's the whole issue of Pietro's face looking like Evan Peters instead of Aaron Taylor Johnson.
She recast Pietro?
While Pietro tells her that he heard her calling and he knew that she needed his help, she doesn't seem to remember doing that. And Pietro is definitely not doing what she wants. If he was, he wouldn't be nursing a hex blast to the chest. So clearly, Wanda isn't in control of the anomaly. Or, well, it's a little of both. Wanda is clearly in control of most of the reality inside the anomaly, including, apparently, the size of the anomaly itself. Not only that, but everyone in the town is terrified of Wanda and certainly feel like Wanda is the one they gotta make happy. But there are some things in the anomaly that she can't control or doesn't seem to understand. So what is going on? No, seriously, what is going on with this series? There are a few possibilities. Agnes is really Agatha Harkness, and this started as a way for her to test Wanda's powers, and things got out of hand. Agatha Harkness has a long history with Wanda and her Scarlet Witch powers. A crowd favorite in Theoryland is that this is all the work of Mephisto, Marvel's dark master of the underworld, or a dimension that happens to resemble the Milton perception of the underworld. In the comics, the impossible children of Wanda and Vision, after all, he is a synthezoid, became real boys via soul shards from Mephisto, with the townsfolk leaning heavily on the reality being literally for the children. It's a pretty good sign that this is all part of Mephisto's plan to put parts of himself in the MCU realm. Perhaps in her own pit of despair and grief, she used her own mind-warping powers on herself, and that inadvertently unlocked her immense power potential, unlocking the door to our dimension for beings like Mephisto and Nightmare. Or perhaps it was the sentient weapons experiments Hayward had authorized on Vision's body has corrupted Wanda's attempts to pull him back together. Between you and me, though, it's Dennis the Mailman. That's right, I haven't forgotten about you, Dennis the Mailman. You're up to something and it's not the mail. He was telling Wanda not to let the dog get too far. You can't fool me. Well, okay, that's not true, but I got my eye on you, Dennis the Mailman.